This is a video about why keeping a physical journal can change your life. So the first way is because of the power of writing something by hand. When you write something down, especially by hand, you're engaging with it in a way that goes beyond just storing information or writing down the material. There's a deeper connection to your thoughts when you write on paper. Because writing is really slow, it forces you to slow down and actually process your thoughts and what you're trying to say. You're giving yourself the actual time and space to think about it. And so that can lead to breakthroughs in creativity, emotional problem solving, and general clarity. Disclaimer, this is not me trying to disparage digital notes in this video. I think those absolutely have their place because of how convenient it is and how fast it is to type. I'd say 70% of my writing is still digital, and it's incredibly useful to capture large amounts of information very quickly. But while digital notes are really effective and really useful, I think handwriting offers something deeply unique, and so you really need to have a mix of both of them. And I think that it's really important you maintain the tradition and the culture of handwriting some of your notes in your daily life. So writing by hand creates a literal physical connection with your thoughts. It's not about capturing information. It's about actually reflecting and engaging with your thoughts. And you're preserving your thoughts in a way that's physically tangible and meaningful, and you can touch it with your hands. So when you write by hand, you have to slow down your thinking, and that gives yourself the opportunity to fully process your thoughts and reflect on your ideas. So instead of rushing through your thoughts and typing them out really mechanically, writing down forces you to really take note of every single word that you're writing. That just makes it easier for your brain to record and organize within yourself your thoughts and concepts, even if it looks like literal shit. And that just makes it more memorable and easy to recall later on. A lot of people have said that they tend to remember things better if they write it down by hand versus if they type it out, even if they never go back and reread any of their notes. Before this video continues, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Craftsy. So Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. There's an absolute ton of classes and videos and articles around all sorts of crafts like cooking, baking, knitting, sewing, but also nicher things like woodworking or jewelry making or shearing sheep, if that's useful to you. It's literally all of the courses that you want surrounding crafts. If you want to learn anything new, you can probably find it on Craftsy. So I'm currently taking this class on editing photos because I'm online a lot, so it's useful for me, but they have a bunch of stuff on cooking and baking. I should probably watch some of the cooking ones because I am out of college now, so I can't keep eating a loaf of bread and ketchup as a meal. Realistic cake decorating, they've got that. They've got this woman making designer handbag cakes. Actually, let me talk about this. Okay, so this woman here, right, the instructor that makes the designer handbag cakes, so I thought her entire thing on Craftsy was that she makes these, this is actually cake things. For example, she's got this one on hamburgers, right, which is a cake. And then I saw this video with the same instructor, but it's a high heel, right? So initially, obviously, I was okay, cool. It's a cake made out of a high heel, right? A high heel cake, but no, it's just a video on actual high heels, real high heels. So I don't know what her resume looks like, but it's realistic cake decorator plus actual shoe cobbler. So you can learn to make your own shoes on Craftsy as well, just not cake shoes. I'm just kidding, that's this guy. The first 1,000 of you to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. Thank you, Craftsy, for sponsoring this video. Back to the video. So another benefit of handwriting is that it encourages creativity. Because of the open and unstructured way of writing, this allows for more freedom in your thoughts. You can scribble, you can doodle, you can draw, you can write in any format that you want, you can circle important things. The flexibility of the page can lead to new insights and connections. And also, very obviously, it just creates a tangible record of your thoughts. Each page in your journal becomes an artifact of your life at that moment, or your physical thoughts, or your emotions, or your personal expression. And there's something really satisfying about flipping through old pages. You can also see the evolution of your handwriting. Mine is not evolved, it still looks pretty terrible. But what I mean is that it adds a personal meaning to your notes in a way that might not come as naturally from digital formats, which aren't as customizable. The second is the tradition and sentimentality of handwriting. There's a really timeless beauty to the art of handwriting. In a world where everything is becoming increasingly digital, handwriting feels really personal and intentional and even nostalgic, and we love nostalgia. That's why film photography is coming back, you know? That's why people still like to use typewriters. There's something really special about doing something analog, and each person's handwriting is unique, and it reflects their personality and their emotions, and it also reflects their state of mind in ways that I feel typing can't represent. This is a really stupid example, but if you're crying on the page and the ink gets smudged, You can't show that in typing. That's a terrible example. But what I mean is that it's just like the little things, the little nuances in how you write or how you press down on the page, or like the pressure or the flow of the pen that makes it more intimate and feel more alive. I have a new channel, vlog channel. Watch here, subscribe now, please, thank you. Writing by hand, if you're a really sentimental person, it connects you to centuries of tradition, right? For most of history, we didn't have typing, so handwriting was the primary way in which people could record their ideas in written format. So like ancient manuscripts, or letters between historical figures, or even just like personal diaries of like normal people or like writers. It carries like the weight of human emotion and also like intellect for generations. So when you sit down and you write in your little diary at the end of the night in your bedroom, you're actually participating in a really long tradition of writing down your ideas in physical format. You're preserving your thoughts in a way that's deeply rooted in history. Handwritten journals and letters also carry a lot of sentimentality. I wish someone would send me a handwritten letter. So unlike digital notes, which can feel temporal and easily deleted, a handwritten journal becomes like a really cherished keepsake, right? Each page literally holds like the physical imprint of your thoughts. And so years later, you can like return to your journal and you don't just read the words, you relive the experience. The texture of the paper, the ink that's fading over time, the crumpledness because you treat it like shit, smudges, crossed out words, they all hold a lot of the memory of a previous experience that you had. And also, if you kept like childhood journals, like if you were like a really emotional teenager or something, it's really interesting to see your entries and how you respond to them. And I find that like 9 times out of 10 I find myself just cringing about like the shit that I thought was really important or my reactions to certain events at that specific point in time. And also like physical changes and like handwriting and stuff like that, it's like a physical representation of your personal development that you really can't replicate in any other way. Also, if you write letters to other people, this can have like an emotional depth that emails or like text lack. So a handwritten letter always feels like a gift. The sense of connection and care is something that really comes from like the very physical act of having to sit down and take your time with it. You know that someone put their time and their labor into sending this thing for you, and so it's something that you really treasure, unless it's like a breakup note, in which case someone put the time and the effort to break up with you. Isn't that much nicer than getting a text? I feel like handwriting, because of the quirks and because everyone's style is different, creates a kind of beauty that you really can't replicate in text. It's a reflection of a writer's individuality and their creative expression, and so it's also a testament of the enduring power of... Holy shit. Do you hear the siren? It's gone. Okay. Keeping a physical journal gives you a dedicated space to reflect on your thoughts and your emotions and your experiences. If you regularly write, then that can allow you to like understand yourself better and also uncover patterns in your behavior and notice how you respond to different situations over time. Whether you're writing about your goals or your daily thoughts or challenges you're facing, your journal becomes like a mirror to help you see yourself clearly. And there's no right or wrong way to journal. I've made a million videos about this. Some people like really structured entries. Others prefer stream of consciousness writing. That's usually me. But the important thing is that you're putting thoughts to paper, and this can lead to deeper self-awareness over time, which is very empowering or very embarrassing if someone else reads it. The physical journal is also just a tool for capturing inspiration and ideas. So if you come across something meaningful in your day, whether it's a quote or a piece of advice, or even just something funny that strikes you throughout the day, writing it down can make it more memorable and you're more apt to remember it, versus if you just put it in the back of your mind, you'll literally never remember it ever again. So the practice of collecting ideas helps you stay inspired and creative, and your journal becomes a really important personal resource. It's like creating a personal library of thoughts and ideas that reflect what resonate with you over time. Now I'm going to talk a little about the difference between having a physical journal versus having a digital journal. So lots of people wonder if there's an actual difference between writing in a physical journal versus like the notes app on your phone. As I said before, I think digital formats are really useful, and I think both have benefits, but there's something unique about writing on paper because of like the tactile experience of using a pen and feeling the paper under your hands. It creates like a sensation that I think a digital platform lacks. This includes using an iPad and an Apple Pencil because it's kind of glassy. I feel like it can't really take away from the texture of physical journal. I feel like it's also less distracting because you're not interrupted by the bright colors or the shiny notifications and the urge to switch between apps, and you can focus solely on your thoughts, which can lead to just a more mindful and meaningful writing experience. Also, if you're one of those people that wants to meditate day, but you're really bad at meditating because it's super boring, then I would recommend journaling, because that's me. It allows you to still have the time to reflect or to take time out in your day for yourself, but it's maybe not as passive as sitting. Like, it's not as fundamentally uninteresting as meditation might be. Keeping a physical journal can also help you build the habit of actually writing. So one of the most interesting things about journaling is that it's a habit that evolves with you. So you can start really small, right? There's no need to like write detailed long entries every day. If you start with like a few minutes, maybe like every night or every morning, and you don't stress about writing perfectly, then you can really build up a big repository of your thoughts. And it's about consistency, not perfection. And as you become more comfortable, you'll find that the practice of journaling just becomes easier, and it becomes just a natural part of your routine. And the more you write, the more you'll discover how valuable it actually is to have this habit in your daily life. Another reason is for personal growth and tracking your progress, because if you write about your goals or your challenges or your mishaps, you're creating like a tangible record of your journey, right? As long as you don't kill someone, in which case don't record that. But looking back at old entries generally lets you see how much you've evolved and learned and achieved in your life. It's a really powerful reminder of how far you've come. Journaling also provides a space to like set intentions and measure your progress. So whether you're tracking habits or reflecting on successes or navigating setbacks, the journal serves as both a tool for accountability and also as a way to understand growth and progress. And if you need like a more specific kick in the ass way to track your personal growth, you can use like targeted journaling practices like gratitude writing or mindful writing. Gratitude writing is like when you literally write down stuff that you're grateful for in your everyday. It's meant to help you appreciate and notice the things throughout your day that you're grateful for. It's really obvious, but it doesn't work. It like helps you shift your focus into the positive aspects of your life. And over time, this small habit can really cultivate a sense of appreciation and positivity. In conclusion, keeping a physical journal is not just about recording your life, it's also about transforming the way in which you actually live. So whether you're seeking personal growth or inspiration or just a way to organize your thoughts, or maybe you write down everyone that's annoyed you the past week, journaling can be a really simple yet powerful practice that truly changes your life. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my second channel, and also you can buy art here. Yeah. Update. I was wrong. This is cake. These are not high heels. This is cake, which means she's actually really good.